AEW Grand Slam Australia's ended, and it was a damn good show. This was basically a mini pay-per-view. We open up the night with Jon Moxley versus Konosuke Takeshita for the AEW Continental Championship. 2 months earlier, during the Continental Classic, Takeshita would beat Moxley in their match, but now Moxley is the Continental Champion. So can Takeshita beat Moxley one more time? Moxley dives on at Takeshita and nearly flies over him. Moxley would stomp Takeshita onto the apron, and it seems like Takeshita won't beat the count but comes in at the last second. But he would be met with another stomp. Moxley would hit the Death Rider, but Takeshita would kick out. With 30 seconds left in the match, these guys give it their all. Moxley hits a lariat, but Takeshita kicks out at 1. Takeshita hits a forearm, but Moxley would kick out at 1. Takeshita would hit Moxley in the back of the head with a nasty knee, but Moxley would kick out, and the time would run out, making this match a draw. But neither man wanted it to end this way, as Takeshita would hit a raging fire after the match. Run this shit back on pay-per-view. This was far from over. Next up is the Babes of Wrath versus MegaBad for the AEW Women's Tag Team Championships. And what a fitting name for this team, because these two are MegaBad. I know, I'm sorry, it was fucking awful. It's great to see how far Harley Cameron has improved since last year's Grand Slam Australia, but in the end, MegaBad felt the wrath from the Babes of Wrath, and they retained their tag team championships. But their celebration wouldn't last long, as Lena Cross would attack Harley Cameron, and has now aligned herself with MegaBad. And Jesus, she makes Megan Bayne look small. It's only a matter of time until MegaBad wins the tag team championships. Next up is Andrade El Idolo versus Hangman Adam Page, with the winner getting a championship match at AEW Revolution. Andrade is probably the coolest wrestler in the world right now. Who else would take a picture with a woman in the crowd during a #1 contenders match? Andrade has been on a tear since return to AEW, picking up victories over Swerve Strickland and Kenny Omega. He fits right into the main event scene. Hangman would hit a fallaway slam on Andrade into the barricade. Hangman would go for the buckshot lariat, but Andrade would hit him with a spinning back elbow. While Hangman was going for another buckshot lariat, Don Callis distracts the referee, and while he goes for the buckshot, Andrade attempts to low blow him, but Hangman catches his leg and low blows him back, and Hangman is able to hit the buckshot lariat to win the match. And now Hangman will go on to AEW Revolution for an AEW World Championship match. Great match, but Andrade should have won here. Next up is Orange Cassidy and Timeless Toni Storm versus the Death Riders, and a mixed tornado tag team match with the loser of the fall having to shave their head. Yuta would pile driver Toni onto some cases, and Luther would have to carry Toni Storm to the back, making this a 2-on-1. But Toni Storm would return and gives Yuta payback with a low blow. In the end, Toni Storm would hit Wheeler Yuta with a Storm Zero to win the match, and now Wheeler Yuta has to shave his head. He won't have to look like a dog anymore. Yuta tries to leave, but Jon Moxley makes him come back and shave his head so it'll be like him. And Mina gets payback for what Yuta did on Dynamite and gets the first cut of his hair. Moxley looks disappointed watching this happen, as Yuta is shaven by Orange Cassidy and Luther, and Toni Storm would roll in Yuta's hair. Never changed, Tony. Next up was Kyle Fletcher versus Mark Briscoe in a ladder match for the TNT Championship. It feels good to have Kyle Fletcher as the TNT Champion again, but I do wish Ciampa would have held it a little bit longer. While climbing a ladder, Fletcher throws Briscoe against the ropes in a nasty bump. Fletcher would long dart Briscoe into the ladder in the corner. Fletcher would powerbomb Briscoe through a ladder. Briscoe would hit a J Driller through a wedged ladder, and Kyle Fletcher would hit Briscoe with a brainbuster off the top of a fucking ladder. Holy fucking shit, Mark is dead. What a sick landing. It looks worse in the front row. And in the end, Kyle Fletcher wins the match and retains his TNT Championship. Kyle has won his 7-game series against Mark Briscoe. What a match. Fletcher had an amazing match with Tommaso Ciampa on Dynamite, and then days later has this match. 2026 is Kyle Fletcher's year, and they didn't show it on TV, but Kyle Fletcher finally has a pink TNT Championship. You absolutely love to see it. And we move on to the main event, MJF versus Brody King for the AEW World Championship. It's nice to see Brody King in a match like this. He's one of my favorites right now. He squashed MJF in seconds on Dynamite, so let's see if he can win the big one here. Brody would go for a cannonball, but MJF would move, and Brody King would tweak his knee, and with a hurt leg, MJF now has a chance. With a bad leg and MJF with a sleeper hold, it looks like Brody King is about to go to sleep, but Bandito comes out to motivate his best friend, telling him not to give up. MJF dives onto Brody King, but Brody catches him and Death Valley drivers him into the barricade. Brody would hit the Gonzo bomb, but MJF would kick out. MJF would remove Brody King's knee pad and bite his knee, and in the end, MJF would hit hit the heat sinker to win the match and retain his AEW World Championship. You gave it your all, Brody. That was a pretty good match. And now it'll be MJF versus Hangman Adam Page at AEW Revolution. Will the result be the same from their last match at Revolution? We'll sadly have to wait a month for it. And that was AEW Grand Slam Australia. A very good damn show for free on TV. This was basically a mini pay-per-view, but now we look forward to AEW Revolution. Tell me what you all think of AEW Grand Slam Australia, and I hope you all enjoyed this video. I'll make more silly videos like this in the future, so stop on by when the time comes. Until then, be careful.